I am a terrible, terrible person. I have lied to you. I said I was going to be more consistent with my videos, and I totally haven't, and I am so sorry. I'm going to work on this. I'm now on summer vacation from university, and I'm going to have, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better for you, those who are watching, those who are learning, those who are trying to do this stuff. Yeah. Alright, if you're still sticking around, listening to my stupidness, and again, like I said in the last video, you're awesome. But anyways, without further ado, I wanted to actually use this video to actually give you your first little homework assignment. It's going to be to take five numbers. You're going to prompt the user for 5 different numbers, and then you're going to take those numbers and take the average of those numbers, and then you're going to actually print the average back out to the user. Now, before I get into, and that's pretty much the assignment. If you know how to do this, go right ahead and go off and do it, and stop the video now, and I'll be posting the solution probably within a day or two, just to give you some time so you're not too tempted to cheat, which, I don't think you will. But anyways, a couple things I do feel like I need to go back over really fast. I have discussed them before, but I just want to make sure it is clear. Is the difference between the types of division that occur in programming. One is integer division, and one is just regular floating point precision division. If you recall, if you do something like, let's do this out the println 5 divided by 4, what do you expect to get? Well, normally this isn't, you're not going to get a whole number, but here you do, because remember, this is integer division. This is only counting how many times 4 divides into 5, and that's just one time. But if you wanted to convert that to floating point precision, one number at least needs to be a float, which in this case, 4.0 gives it a floating point precision. It's just of 0, which makes it a float, gives you 1.25. So you will have to use the floating point data type for whenever you take in input. So float like F1, we'll set it just for example 5, and then float F2 equal to 4, and then we're going to do 1 divided by 4, oops, what am I thinking, and we're going to run it, 1.25. So, this does bring up another important thing that you should know before you actually get started on this assignment, and that whenever you, sorry, I'm stuttered and stumble over my words here. I'm getting tired. Whenever you take in input from the user, I've shown you how to take in integer input, but we need to know how to take in actual floating point input. It's pretty similar as before. It's just you're going to actually have to, instead of doing next int, it'll be next float. I'll give an example. So we'll prompt the user. You don't have to, but just to be clear here. Enter a fruit, and then we'll do float, and we'll say input equal to user input dot next float. There she is. And then of course, if you wanted to, we could just go on ahead and print that out. Just kind of give you a rough idea how this next assignment's going to go. Enter a float. 2.3 prints out 2.3. What do you know? Alright, so basically what I want you to do is just prompt the user for 5 different numbers, meaning you're going to have 5 different variables. And then you're going to take those numbers and calculate the average. And if you recall, that's just, you just take the number, you take the n number of numbers, or the number of numbers, and divide that over the total sum of the numbers that were entered. So 1 plus 2 is 3, divided by 2 gives you the average of those two numbers. So if you could do that, and that'll be that. And I'll have the solution if you get stuck. Not a big deal, but try to think it through. think it through in terms of its steps and its process. So you have 5 numbers that you asked for. Take those numbers, calculate the and remember here, we are going to follow orders of operations here with parentheses. Computer follows them just like you do on paper. But do that and print that back out to the user so we can see, or to you so you can see if it's correct or if it just works. And you should smile if that happens, but you shouldn't frown if it doesn't. Code life's a hard life, and we'll get there. We'll learn together. But enough of the rambling. I'm talking all crazy because I'm tired. But anyways, have a good one and have a nice day, and thanks for watching.